Hello guys, welcome to Co Academy. Guys, in this video we'll be talking about a very important concept in sociology, and that is what is culture, okay? But with first talking about the definition, let's look at an example, okay? Suppose that you live in a society where education is considered a very desirable thing, okay? I mean, if you're educated in your society, then you are being looked at, with a lot of respect, okay? So education is a desirable basically goal in your society, okay? It's considered the right thing, okay, the good thing, okay? So education, being a desirable thing is a value in your society, okay? It's a value that is cherished by your society. So what are values? These are abstract ideas about the good, the right, and the desirable. So seeking quality education is a value, is a thing that your society values, okay? So this is what values are all about, okay? Now what are norms? These are social rules and guidelines. And what do these social rules and guidelines do? They guide appropriate behaviors for specific situations. Now take the example of education, okay? Now it is very established in your society that education is very desirable. Now how do you achieve that education, okay? Now that is guided by the norms, okay? Let's suppose it's a norm in your society, it's a general thing that if it's somebody achieving education, if he wants to pursue education, what they do is that they enroll in a school, okay? Now when they go to school, there are certain things given, okay? There are certain things which are taken for granted. For example, it's implied that you will behave properly, okay? You will go in a uniform, you will dress properly, you will respect your teachers. So these are the social rules, okay, and guidelines which guide appropriate behavior for a specific situation. So in our case, the specific situation was school. And why people go to school? Because of the value that education is a desirable thing. So the rules, social rules, remember, we're not talking about legal rules. These are social rules. I mean, it isn't that like if you do not come in the desirable dress code, police will arrest you. No, that's not the case. These are social rules. I mean, look, if you do not dress appropriately, other students, your peers might look at you like in an awkward way. So these guidelines provide appropriate behavior for specific situations. So now we have this clarity that norms develop out of values, okay? Values is what society cherishes, and based on those values people follow certain norms. Now there are two type of norms, Folkways and Morris. Folkways are norms of little moral significance, okay? So even if somebody does not follow folkways, society will still function, okay? The examples are dress code, table manners, timeliness, okay? So even if in some universities you go, it will take the same example, you go and you do not follow the dress code strictly, but that does not mean that the purpose of education will be defeated, okay? In some universities there is no dress code, so the purpose of the university is to achieve education, and that will be served regardless of whether you come in the dress code or not. Some other examples of folkways are table manners. Even if somebody, one of your sibling does not follow table manners, the society will not fall apart, okay? Your family will not fall apart. So some are timeliness, in our case, in marriages ceremonies people often come late, but that does not mean that the entire marriage ceremony will turn upside down, okay? Whereas Morris are the types of norms which are central to the functioning of social life, okay? For example, examples of Morris are bring serious retribution. Like if you do not follow Morris, then you will have to face serious retribution. Examples are thievery, adultery, and alcoholism, okay? Like if you go to university and you steal somebody's precious belonging, then you might be you expelled out of the university, okay? Whereas if you come in a formal and casual dress code, it does not matter. So folkways are those norms, even if you break them, it will not have significant effect on the functioning of the society or particular thing which you are at. Whereas Morris, they have a very negative impact upon the social life, and that's why they are being retributed very seriously. Like if you break some law, if you drive in an alcoholic condition, police will arrest you. Similarly, adultery in some countries, in some societies, is punishable with imprisonment. Thievery is punishable in every society, okay? So some norms are they are same in all the societies, whereas some norms vary from society to society. But you have to remember that values, they are the what is considered desirable, the good, the right in a society. Norms develop out of those values, and there are two types of norms, Folkways and Morris. Now talking about culture, it is a society's or group's system of shared and learned. Remember, these are very important words, shared and learned values and norms. Okay, so culture is all about values and norms. That is what a society considers good and desirable, but that good and desirable has to be shared and learned. Like everybody in the society considers those things as good or desirable, and one learns those things. Okay, like if a child is born, he does not know exactly what things are considered good and right in society. He learns it from his parents, from his friends. Okay, and these learned values and norms are the societies or the groups designed for living. So once the individuals they follow these values and norms, then these act as the society is designed for living. So society functions smoothly just because all the members follow these norms and values. And why they follow these norms and values? Because they are shared, that is everyone believes in them, and they are learned. People learn them from their parents, from their siblings. Okay, so I hope this video clarified your concept as to what is culture, what constitutes culture, what are norms, what are values, what are folkways, and what are Morris. Okay, thanks for watching. For more videos, do subscribe.